You are a parent who wants your child to be highly successful someday. I know, I get it. I'm a mom of four too. And from the moment you find out you're pregnant, you suddenly have aspirations and dreams for this child. It doesn't matter if you hope that they become a self made billionaire someday, or maybe they're going to change the world with their humanitarian ways, or maybe simply you just want to raise a good person. You have this blanket of responsibility hanging over your shoulders to make this person, which you created, successful. And I know it's stressful, but I got answers for you. Because how do you do that? Hello, my name is Christina Campos. I'm founder of The Impactful Parent, and every week I give you parenting videos to help you through your parenting journey. If you have a particular topic or parenting question about your school-age child that you would like for me to address, please submit it at theimpactfulparent@gmail.com or by messaging me on social media. And all submissions are kept anonymous. But today's episode is about raising successful children. Now, I got a secret sauce formula for you for unlocking your child's fullest potential. They are 8 essential lessons that every parent should instill in their child to grow into this amazing adult someday. And I'm going to tell you how you can teach those lessons. So I'm excited to get started. I'm happy you're here. Let's get going. Unlocking success in your child, number 1. You have to teach them tolerance. Teaching tolerance in children is more important than ever in today's diverse world. Unlike the past, technology has created a world where we are indeed interconnected and forced to work with one another. Your child can't escape this. By nurturing a mindset of empathy and acceptance, parents can equip their children with the tools to navigate through a globalized society and foster good relationships with people from different backgrounds and different belief systems. Tolerance, empathy, and acceptance then build stronger communities, and it promotes inclusivity and breaks down barriers. So when children embrace tolerance, they are less likely to make snap judgments or hold prejudiced views. And this leads to a more equitable society. But how do we do that? There are several ways to teach tolerance. The first is parents should model tolerant behavior through their words, their actions, and interactions with people with different backgrounds. So much of tolerance is actually learned behaviors. Young children are not influenced by skin color or economic status or even religion until they're older. These are learned prejudices that they can inherit from your family. Also consider how you treat people that you live with and around. How tolerant are you of the people that you love the most, which is really your family and your significant other? And yet, these are the people we tend to sometimes treat the worst. These people we let our guard down, and we're often horrible to them because, well, frankly, we expect them to love us no matter what. So these people get to see our bad side. And if you aren't tolerant of your husband or your wife or your children, are you still teaching tolerance to others? It makes it seem that the tolerance is conditional. So be mindful on how you treat everyone, including the people you love the most. There's also encouraging diversity. Expose children to diverse cultures, traditions, and perspectives through books and movies and travel and engaging in community events. You can also encourage open conversations about differences and similarities and provide context to help children understand and respect various identities and perspectives. I encourage you to teach empathy, which is to develop activities that help children to put themselves in other people's shoes and foster compassion and understanding. And lastly, make sure that you're emphasizing acceptance. And this is highlighting the importance of accepting others for who they are and to discourage judgmental behaviors. Unlocking success in your child, number 2. You have to teach them responsibility. Teaching responsibility is important for building a good work ethic. This can lead to better academic performance and develop independence. It teaches self-reliance and allows children to own their actions and decisions. It increases their confidence and their self-esteem. Teaching responsibility also encourages accountability because responsible kids own up to their mistakes and make amends when it is necessary. And most importantly, teaching kids responsibility helps children have stronger relationships. Responsible behavior helps children build trust with others. These kids learn how to follow through with their commitments and be reliable and develop stronger relationships with peers, teachers, future employers, and anyone they might run into. So how can you teach responsibility? Well, it starts with setting expectations, clearly defining what responsibilities are that your child has and is expected to handle. This includes chores, homeworks, personal hygiene, and other age-appropriate tasks. Research suggests that kids with chores possess a more significant feeling of responsibility. I also encourage parents to set limits and boundaries on what you do for your child. If your child has the cognitive ability to do their own laundry, well, then let them. If they can only sort out the colors from the whites, well, then let them do that. But at some point, you have to say, I'm not doing this for you anymore. You are old enough now to do it for yourself. And setting those limits and boundaries teaches your child how to behave. It teaches them values and it shows them new expectations. And you're inadvertently also telling your child that you trust them. You allow them to grow up instead of stifling their growth by doing everything for them. I encourage parents to model responsible behaviors because children often learn by observing their parents. Be a positive role model by fulfilling your responsibilities and demonstrating responsible behavior in various aspects of life. I tell parents to provide guidance and support. Begin by breaking tasks into small, more manageable steps and offering guidance when your children need it. Gradually reduce your involvement as your child becomes more competent and comfortable with handling their responsibilities. Don't forget, parents, to create routines and schedules because establishing predictable routines and schedules can help children develop that sense of responsibility. These routines can include daily tasks like making their bed or meal planning or completing homework. Plus, allowing natural consequences to occur whenever possible would be awesome because when appropriate, allow children to experience the natural consequence of their actions. This helps them learn responsibility by understanding the cause and effect of a relationship between their choice and the outcome. And lastly, it's okay to offer rewards and incentives for your child. So consider using a system of rewards and incentives to reinforce responsible behavior. This could be praise, it could be privileges, or even small rewards that motivate children to fulfill the responsibilities. Unlocking success in your child, number 3. You need to teach them self-control. Developing self-control in children is super important for them to learn how to manage their emotions, make better decisions, build positive relationships, and even to achieve long-term goals. You see, emotional regulation is imperative for future success. They have to learn how to control their temper, their tears, and even how they brag when they succeed. Because control over their emotions prevents a person from reacting impulsively and engaging in tantrums or aggressive behavior. This leads to better decision-making also. Self-control enables children to pause and think about their choices. It helps them consider the consequences of their actions and make choices that align with their long-term goals, such as resisting immediate gratification to save money and maybe instead of spending it all. Self-control will also lead to building positive relationships. Children with self-control can listen attentively, take turns, and consider other people's perspectives. They are more likely to resolve conflicts peacefully and show empathy toward others. So, how do we teach self-control? Well, again, I encourage parents to model self-control themselves. They have to lead by example and demonstrate that self-control. Children often imitate their parents, so showing emotional regulation and making deliberate decisions can teach children how to do the same. I encourage parents to provide guidance and boundaries, establish clear expectations and boundaries regarding these behaviors. This gives children a framework to understand what is acceptable and helps them practice self-control. I encourage parents to also use a lot of verbal expression. Encourage children to express their emotions through words rather than actions. Teach them to identify and label those feelings, which can help regulate their emotions and avoid impulsive behaviors. I tell parents to teach and practice coping skills with their children so that they can learn how to remain calm. In order to help you with this, I have a free PDF for you. theimpactfulparent.com/20 ways to cope is the URL that you'll need in order to access it. It's completely free and gives over 20 ways of how you can help your child learn to cope with big emotions. I tell parents to use positive reinforcement. This means reward and acknowledge instances where children demonstrate self-control. Positive reinforcement enforces desirable behaviors. Whether praise or small rewards or privileges, it all works. I tell parents to teach problem-solving techniques. Help children develop problem-solving skills by teaching them techniques such as counting to 10, taking deep breaths, or finding alternative solutions. This empowers them to manage their emotions and find constructive ways to handle challenges. And lastly, I tell parents to practice patience with their child. This means engaging in activities that promote delayed gratification, such as playing a board game or completing a puzzle. Children can develop self-control skills by encouraging patience and waiting for their turn. Suppose you have a very unregulated child who tends to have outbursts out of nowhere. In this case, I have a more comprehensive solution for you. Children with anger management struggles or anxiety attacks may need a little extra TLC, some more time, and some more strategies for you to implement. So I encourage you to look at my behavior management program. This is where I take parents step by step to help them teach their children learn self-control of their big emotions. More information about my behavior management program can be found inside the Impactful Parent app, which is completely free and available on your app store. So go check out the Impactful Parent app, download it, and then discover more. Unlocking success in your child. Number 4, teach your child integrity. Teaching integrity to children is crucial because it helps them become responsible and trustworthy individuals who can make ethical decisions. You see, integrity helps children build trust among people. It enables them to stick to their word and commitments, and this results in others trusting them and believing what they say. Children learn to be responsible in their words, their actions, and their behaviors. And children with integrity also are more prone to making ethical decisions, which enables children to recognize right from wrong and then prompting them to make the correct choice, even when no one is looking. But how do you teach integrity? Well, again, I encourage parents to start by setting a good example. It's one of the best ways to teach integrity. Parents must show their children how to behave with honesty and integrity. But I also tell parents to ensure that children take responsibility for their actions. Allow consequences to arise when necessary. The key to this is to use natural consequences as much as you can. Do not overprotect your child from their choices. And lastly, do not overreact when children get into trouble. Parents who scream and yell and administer punishments to children that are harsh may create an environment where the child is afraid to admit that they did anything wrong. This means they're not going to be truthful all the time. I tell parents to praise their truthful and honest behaviors when they see them and emphasizing the importance of values. The best way to get a child to stop lying is to make them feel like they don't have to lie. And then encourage children to admit their mistakes and take responsibility for correcting them. Teach your child that there is always a choice, always. And sometimes the most challenging choices are actually the right ones. So take advantage of those teachable moments when you can choose between taking the high road or being naughty, and then talk about it. And lastly, challenge children to think critically about their values and the person that they want to be. Express high expectations for your child. This often can become a self-fulfilling prophecy because children want to live up to their parents' expectations. So encourage your child and tell them that you believe in their choices and their decisions. Unlocking success in your child. Number 5, teach them perseverance. Now, teaching perseverance is important because it also teaches children to bounce back from setbacks and failures and then develop a resiliency so that they can face future challenges. You see, building resiliency isn't easy for parents because children will need to experience the lows of life to understand that they can overcome those lows and persevere. It's difficult for most parents to see their child sad or upset or even fail. However, parents can help children develop a growth mindset and emphasizing that their abilities and intelligence can develop through effort and hard work. This lesson can only be taught when a child is in some sort of struggle. So by teaching perseverance, children will develop problem-solving skills. They'll foster a sense of purpose, and they'll learn to value grit, find creative solutions, and even learn from their mistakes. So how do we teach perseverance? Well, you have to allow your child to make bad decisions that won't hurt themselves or others too much. You can't overprotect your child and allow them to make mistakes. You got to let them fall. Be the encouragement and support your child needs to pick themselves up, fight, and try again. I would encourage goal setting also. Break tasks into smaller, more manageable pieces for your child so that they can succeed. I tell parents to brainstorm solutions when their child gets frustrated or stuck, because helping your child get unstuck is terrific if the parent does not do the work for the child. It's so okay. It's completely fine. Helping your child is okay. Doing it for them, that's not. I tell parents to be a role model. Of course, you can inspire and teach your child to do the same by demonstrating perseverance in your own life. I tell parents to praise effort, praise improvement, and resilience rather than focusing solely on the outcomes. Emphasize that success takes time and effort. The focus of the parent should be on the journey or the lesson learned or the effort taken. It should not be the end result, like winning or getting the A. I encourage parents to set realistic challenges. So this means providing children with age-appropriate challenges that require effort and perseverance to overcome. Gradually start with easier challenges and increase those with difficulty over time. For example, encourage your child to learn a skill like swimming or riding a bike. This kind of activity requires a child to fail until they can figure out how to do it. I tell parents to teach problem-solving skills. Help children develop problem-solving skills by encouraging them to think critically and analyze situation, brainstorm ideas, and find solutions. And lastly, definitely celebrate small victories. Recognize and celebrate your child's achievements and efforts, regardless of the outcome. And this helps reinforce the importance of perseverance and motivates the child to keep trying. Unlocking success in your child, number 6. Teach gratitude. Teaching gratitude is important because it helps them develop a positive attitude. Teaching children to be grateful allows them to recognize and value what they have in life, such as a loving family, maybe good health, or access to education. This appreciation builds contentment and prevents the development of a sense of entitlement. Gratitude helps shift the focus from wanting more things to appreciating life's simple pleasures. You see, teaching gratitude also helps develop empathy, and gratitude teaches children to recognize the efforts and kindness of others. It helps them see beyond themselves and understand the importance of gratitude toward people who contribute into their lives, such as friends and teachers and community members. So how do we teach gratitude? Of course, number one is lead by example. Parents should model gratitude in their daily lives by expressing appreciation for the efforts and kindness shown to them. Children observe and learn from what they see their parents do. I tell parents to encourage thankfulness. Encourage children to express gratitude regularly by saying thank you when someone does something kind or helpful, and prompt them to recognize the positive aspects of their life and express appreciation for them. I tell parents to create rituals that are all about gratitude. Establish practices like keeping a gratitude journal where children can write down things that they're grateful for daily. This creates a habit of focusing on the positive aspects of their life instead of the bad things. I do have a recommended journal for you, and I'll leave those links down below. These journals are wonderful for teenagers and parents alike. I tell parents to encourage volunteer work. And this might mean that you do volunteer work with your child in the community, some kind of community service by helping others. Children learn to appreciate their privileges and develop empathy toward others when they're helping. I encourage parents to travel with their children and allow their child to experience places and people who have less. Reflect on those experiences. I encourage parents to tell children to interact with the elderly. Maybe this is part of your volunteer work. Maybe it's just spending some extra time with grandpa and grandma. But interaction with the elderly can also foster gratitude. Go places where luxuries of life are taken away. This is another great way to teach gratitude. Go camping or in areas where maybe there's not the best Wi-Fi or food or amenities. Unlocking success in your child, number 7. Teach them life skills. Now, life skills foster independence and self-reliance. Life skills also promote problem-solving and decision-making skills. Life skills empower children to think critically and make informed decisions. And finally, life skills are important for children to develop that sense of responsibility and achieve their goals and objectives. Now, how do we teach life skills? You have to allow children to take the lead on easy to moderately difficult tasks whenever possible. Parents can teach problem-solving and decision-making skills by involving children in decision-making processes at home, which is encouraging them to evaluate their options and then guide them through the consequences of their choices. Parents can also teach skills by helping children prioritize tasks, set achievable goals, and then monitor their progress. Parents should demonstrate desirable life skills through their own actions and behaviors, and then allow children to have hands-on experience as much as possible. For example, involving them in household chores or budgeting or decision-making processes that involve practical experiences to develop these skills. And if you're wondering, which life skills do I even teach? Well, I got you. Below, here is a link again to help you with life skills. It is 50 life skills that every child should know before they leave the home. Simple things to a little bit more complex, but this is a comprehensive list for you. You can grab it at theimpactfulparent.com/50 things. That's 50. Unlocking success in your child, number 8. Teach forgiveness. Now, parents need to teach their children forgiveness because it helps their overall emotional and psychological development. You see, teaching forgiveness helps children develop empathy and compassion towards others, but it also allows them to recognize that people make mistakes and can change. Because forgiveness is also essential for maintaining healthy relationships. Everybody makes mistakes. Parents empower children to resolve conflicts and maintain positive connections with others by teaching them how to forgive. Holding on to grudges and resentments can be also emotionally damaging. Parents can help children let go of negative emotions and promote their emotional well-being by teaching them how to forgive. And lastly, life is full of disappointments and conflicts. So teaching children forgiveness equips them with the self-reliance they need to bounce back from negative experience and move forward without being burdened by past events. This is building resiliency too. So, how do you teach forgiveness? Well, parents should demonstrate forgiveness in their own actions and behaviors. Children who see their parents forgiving others are more likely to learn and adopt the same. I tell parents to encourage open communication. Parents should create an environment where children feel safe expressing their emotions and conflicts. By encouraging open communication, parents can guide children toward forgiveness and even resolution. Teach empathy and perspective taking. Help children understand the emotions and perspectives of others by taking advantage of those teachable moments. And by encouraging empathy, parents can enhance a child's ability to forgive. Teach children how to communicate their needs and address conflicts constructively. By empowering children to find solutions, parents promote forgiveness to resolve problems. I also tell parents to teach children how to make genuine, heartfelt apologies. Too many times, parents only teach children to say empty sorries. Instead, teach children how to make an authentic apology that means something. For help with this, check out the video link below. And then lastly, practice your gratitude and appreciation. Encourage children to focus on the positive aspects of their relationships and express gratitude. This helps shift their focus from negativity and makes forgiveness that much easier. Now, raising successful children is a long process that takes time and intentional effort for parents. But these 8 skills should be the top of your mind for anyone who wants to raise an independent, kind, and self-driven human. If this information was valuable for you today, become a more impactful parent by downloading the Impactful Parent app. The Impactful Parent app is free and full of episodes just like this one to help you in your journey. Because investing in your family looks like learning the warning signs of certain behaviors so you could stop things before they start, and discovering new parenting techniques to make your parenting more effective. Plus, you're joining a community of like-minded parents who are just trying to do the best they can for their child. There is so much inside the Impactful Parent app. Download it today. You got nothing to lose because this is a free parenting resource. So go to theimpactfulparent.com or your app store on your phone and discover how you can step up your parenting game and become a more impactful parent. But until next time, you got this. I'm just here to help.